we are going to be playing with two new colors today. I've got a terracotta and a terracotta color and an olive color. And then my bonus color is a tin, which is kind of, it's like a little bit of a darker silver. And so we're going to get started, and I'm going to just swatch out some colors so that you guys can see what the colors look like first. So this is the olive green. Add a little bit of alcohol just to get it to flow. I'm going to try and do a mixture of nice earthy colors, things that can, and they use those, you know, to kind of mimic stone and such. But I'm also, because I like brights, I will be working with some bright colors as well. So these are definitely on the earthy side. Let's go lighter. And a little bit too much alcohol there. I guess this is kind of like, a red clay terracotta color. It's a little bit lighter terracotta than some. But it definitely gave me that feel. You'll see the lighter tone sometimes in Mexican pottery. And so that's why I gravitated towards calling it terracotta right away. Right, and then the metallic I've got here, the tin, should float. I'll do a little. Spread it out a little bit so you get some little floaty bits. Hey, Mikey, you want to shut up? You want to come in closer? Here, how about this? I'll move this page around. Alright. Especially on the silver. You see the floating bits on the silver? I should start calling it tin, because I'll have one that'll be a little bit brighter, and then the terracotta. I think the three of these guys will work really nicely together. All right, now to get on some big stuff. All right, so I'm going to go back and forth on my 3-color lives on some whiteboards, as well as showing it on an epoxy board, and that just helps out, you know, both areas, whether it's artists or countertops people work on this piece. So I usually use 91% alcohol to manipulate my colors. I really like this olive green. And then I just apply alcohol, or even, well, agitate it a little bit with my finger if I see it's trying to make a spot and I don't want that spot. Oh, okay. What's that? I don't know what that was. And I'm just using a pre-gessoed board. But alcohol inks and alcohol dyes love going on slick surfaces. So if you want to do this on some alcohol ink paper, that'll work fine, like UFO paper. And there's even some knockoff brands on Amazon that you can get a hold of that are fairly inexpensive that make great practice pages. These pre-gesso boards, I get them from Jerry's Artorama. I love them because they're a nice flat surface. They work well with resin. I usually work in multiple layers when I do artwork. And so it can handle the resin weight rather well. And it gives a nice product when we're done. Alright, I'm going to build some color in the middle. Add a little bit of the tin, I think. Now, alcohol dyes will reactivate other colors, but because they're dyes, we don't always do the reactivation on it. You'll have to find out from one color to the next. Some will bond with your surfaces a lot stronger. But they're a dye that's meant to go originally in resin. So it's a little bit more concentrated. Just like any other colorants that we put into resin, one color might react a little bit different than another one will. The same thing goes with the dyes as well. So I'm going to mess around with some of these edges and see if I can soften them and add a little bit of tin in there too. So all we're doing with the dryer is just basically adding pressure with air and pushing the color from one side to the next, depending on what we want to do. A little bit of alcohol on the side here. Again, 91% alcohol. And I like to build up contrast in the middle when I'm working on a piece, when it's mostly alcoholic inks or dyes. And you'll hear me refer to alcohol inks a lot because I still work with a bunch of different mediums. I'm not exclusive to one or the other. I like to play with them all. So like a lot of metallics, they can take over. So be mindful of that. And this is one of those kind of leave a sheen of metallic on the surface. And sometimes by adding color back on top of that sheen, you can kind of cut through it. So I'm going to try and see if I can do a little bit more over here. Usually try to reactivate the edges so it gets a nice smooth edge, or more eye-appealing edge. My words are not working well today. I keep trying, but I get stuck. You see how the dryer is just kind of herding it down, and then I can just change direction. Turn it right on back if I want. And what it'll do is it'll reactivate some of the color that's left behind, and it might bring it down with it. You can darken and lighten a piece in this kind of manner. Alright, let's see. This still on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I'll work over here and see what I can do about lightening up this area just a little bit.
Yeah, let me know if there's like a cool little spot you see that I should zoom in on.
Okay.
Do that.
Well, yeah, why don't you get in here where it's where I'm lightening it up, and you can really see color moving around, and how you can soften an edge that may be displeasing, but just by doing something subtle. I'm gonna put a little bit here and add a tiny drop of silver. Or 10. What I'm hoping is that it put like little sprinkles of tin there. Right. That looks a little bit better there. Okay, I will admit that this was a board that I was using for other things, so that's why there was green dots on here before. But I want to, that's another reason why I picked to use the olive today, is I wanted to get these green dots to look like it was intentional. I meant to do that. Let's do one more. We can do a thin line going through it. So if you follow with a thin line of alcohol, and that's what these little needle applicators are awesome for, you can kind of keep that tin in that area like a little river. I'm going to show you some little floaty bits. The star's going to be really loud that goes too. But that'll be okay. Alright. I'm thinking one more. Now, if you need to be precise, you can use a brush that's been dipped in alcohol. Right here, I kind of want that organic shape going on. Because the brush look will give it a little bit different of a look. With those tendrils left there. All right, I think we're good. Should I do some silver over here, you think? 10. Yeah, let's do some tin over here. Mm-hmm. All right, Mikey has to step out. Let me bring you guys in for a close-up. All right, watch out. It's going to move a little bit. So you see what I'm talking about, where it kind of, there's a sheen. Yeah, you can tell I've been playing with the colors. There's this a sheen overall with the silver, but when you get closer of silver, tin, silver. I need to come up with different names. I keep wanting to call all the silver silver, and it's like, that won't help you guys. And then here, it's just a little bit on the light side, but there's a little bit of sprinkles of metallic on there. All right, now I'm going to be releasing these colors hopefully in the next couple of days. For those of you who want to mix your own colors, we'll put the recipes for these two that I worked on today in the description below. All right, check out my website, ClaraLawrenceArt. Nope, just sorry. Nope, let me change that again. ClaraLawrence.com. I think ClaraLawrenceArt.com will also get you there too. But at any rate, and check out the alcohol dyes as well as some shirts and all kinds of artwork and stuff like that.